I'm going to Vegas to ride some subpar roller coasters.
Hello, Las Vegas. Wild and free.
Last remaining Togo in America. New York City.
Boom! Nashville. In Las Vegas. $25 ticket alone in the dome. Vape juice. Donnie! Jesus Christ! Ooh. Viva Las Vegas. I was sick this past week and my voice is still recovering a little bit. I'm still a little bit stuffy, but in my sickness, I watched so much content about Vegas. And needless to say, I'm actually quite excited to go to Las Vegas, which is something I don't think I'd ever have said in the past. And even when I had the idea to do this trip, I was like, I don't want to go to Vegas. This is just like almost a chore. Where at some point in my life, you know, I'd like to ride these coasters, especially because I do not think they're gonna be around forever. I've never been to Vegas before. I've only driven through, and in that same drive that I drove through Vegas, I actually stayed at Buffalo Bill's Resort and Casino, which I'm obviously gonna be stopping at on this drive to really get up close with Desperado, the roller coaster that surrounds the casino, both of which are now abandoned, shuttered. I'm very excited to see it, because at some point down the line, it will probably get scrapped. I love a drive. My face when I love a drive. Oops.
Oh, hell yeah.
Aww.
Okay. Hey. No way. They got seals here. I love seals.
Oh. So I just hit Eddie World, which is apparently the largest gas station in California, which is cool, but after having been to some Buc-ee's, it's like got nothing on any Buc-ee's. But I'm trying to now go to the Liberty Sculpture Park, right near Eddie World, which is a sculpture park celebrating freedom and commemorating victims of communism. We're in the anti-communist sculpture garden, Free Hong Kong mural. And then Eddie World's ice cream cup is in the background of this pretty serious sculpture garden. Roadmap for the transmission of the Chinese Communist virus. What are we dealing with? I don't know. Anyways, this drive is breathtaking. It's beautiful. Driving through the landscape of the West, even though it's actually quite cool outside and windy, it's just less comforting than like doing a long drive in the flat Midwest, because this feels a lot more punishing than like breaking down in the Midwest.
Howdy, folks.
You can't hear it, but I'm listening to a bunch of Desperado songs as it comes into view, which it is doing. Made it to Buffalo Bill's. That's what I'm here for.
So Desperado's actually pretty good coaster. It hasn't aged completely well.
It's quite interesting that though this is barricaded with a stop sign, you can just walk past it, and then as you just saw, you can walk right in. So I'm inside, even though it didn't really seem like you were supposed to be able to go inside, but like people are in here gambling. And this restaurant is open, I think. And above that restaurant is the lift hill for Desperado. Pretty cool. Pretty sure this tree used to have like animatronic figures in it and was a really big deal.
All right, I'm leaving Prim now. Probably spent 2 hours there. Had a blast romping around this roller coaster that's massive and abandoned, and the casino is half abandoned, but like not really abandoned, and it feels like just being there is wrong. Loved it. And now I'm 40 minutes out from my hotel, and I have no idea what I'm even gonna do tonight, so I'm excited. All right, just like that, I have made it to Circus and the Adventure Dome. There is the hotel, and this is the Adventure Dome, previously known as Grand Slam Canyon.
Grand Slam Canyon. Circus.
We'll see if it's open.
So it's closed. So now I think I'm just gonna like walk around Circus, see the pretty lights, see the old decor, and then maybe walk to like New York, and maybe ride a Big Apple coaster. I don't know. These hallways are officially not very creepy. The ceiling is just really low. Like if I jumped hard, I think I'm hitting my head on it. Circus just smells like vape juice. And I also just saw a guy walking by with a Gulf of America shirt on.
So I'm in Slots of Fun right now, which is attached to Circus, but it's like analog. And it's honestly dope as hell. Check out this probably newly married couple in the background of this video here. Pretty awesome. Okay, it's official. Slots of Fun is awesome.
It is dawning on me that I know nothing about gambling. Slots of Fun made a little more sense to me because it was like, oh, you just put quarters in, but then I wouldn't know what to do. But at like a normal gambling machine, I don't know who you even go to get what you need to gamble. And I don't think I'm gonna figure it out on this trip. This is so cool. Wait, this. Boom!
This is the view I was excited about, and it rocks. This is actually, it's stunning.
3 words. Viva Las Vegas.
I also really like Clowny the Clown here. I don't know if he actually has a name, and I'm hating these like little, you know, iPhone reflection spots. I literally just can't film at night. I'm actually feeling like Clowny the Clown could be doing a lot better.
All right, it is decided that I'm walking to New York, which is gonna take an hour. I got time. It's worth clarifying that Circus didn't just smell like vape. It smelled like when I was in elementary and middle school, my friend's older brother had a box mod vape, and the juice was called E-juice. It reminded me of E-juice. Okay, so I was just trying to cross the street, and then, whoa. And suddenly I was in Treasure Island, and I felt like I was like trapped. Like I actually didn't know how to get out, and it was a lot like that Percy Jackson moment. Aren't they in Vegas in it when they're like trapped in that like casino?
Guys, why don't we stay here for a while?
That sounds like an amazing idea.
That's actually what I felt like. That was crazy.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Jesus Christ.
Okay, I feel like a hack and a chud for thinking this, but the Bellagio light show was one of the most awe-inspiring things I've ever seen. Vegas feels like a bunch of people from Nashville, but in Nevada. I need to clarify that it's the Strip that feels like Nashville's clientele flocks to it. I'm certain the rest of Vegas isn't what I'm looking at. So I've been rocking minor headache ever since I was at Circus, and it's only exacerbated by cigarette smoke, vape smell, and some fun, funky vibes. But I've made it to New York, and I see the roller coaster running, and I think I'm just gonna ride it because a night ride sounds really awesome, and I do believe it's $25. The new factor that I'm realizing is the line could also be filled with drunk people that want to like start talking to me. And I'm open to talking to people, but I don't love talking to drunk people if I don't have to.
Yay, it's the last remaining Togo in America.
Prepare yourself. It's the moment of no return. At velocities faster than humanly possible.
With G-forces that'll throw your heart into your throat as you drop 144 feet into oblivion! And fly 67 miles an hour through barrel rolls! Thrill seekers will scream like babies!
Go crazy and ride the roller coaster at New York Hotel and Casino.
I love the part of that where it says at velocities faster than humanly possible, because what does that actually mean? Like, are you saying it goes faster than a person can run? Because like
a lot of things do that. There's also the argument that this was built by humans and thus it is a humanly possible contraption.
The obvious problem with the headache is that this roller coaster is supposed to be headache inducing, but that was actually in the past it was supposed to be headache inducing. I don't know if it is anymore because there's no over the shoulders. It's just gonna jolt me around. I think I can handle that. New York City. Sorry. Almost just collided. Classic New York car crash. It appears this is the pretty unmarked entrance for the roller coaster, but it says coaster and arcade, so I'm going. Las Vegas is like the most chill, relaxed place I've been in a long time. Zen, pure zen here. And just like that, I've got my $25 ticket for one of the most notoriously bad roller coasters like ever built. But it's not gonna be too bad with the newer Premier trains. Let's hope. In fact, I think it'll be really cool flying above the Vegas skyline. Super casual, low-key walk from the ticket purchase counter to the coaster, where you can just kind of sit with your thoughts in silent anticipation. Boom! I'm done. I've ridden the only Togo remaining in America. And hold on, there's the really weird brake run that I didn't know about. There's a downhill brake run coming into the station, and it's not the most pleasant surprise or pleasant sensation to be in the nice outdoor air and then come into a dank, smoky casino. Las Vegas is like a hellscape, dude. Just listen to this cacophony of sounds going on in here. Aww, little soap store rising out of hell and descending into heaven. Okay, my review of the Big Apple coaster is that it was honestly fun, and yeah, it had horrible transitions, and if it had the old trains, it like really for sure would have hurt your head. But now it's just a lap bar with comfort collars from the Premier trains, which I've previously had more problems with than I had tonight. I had no problems with it. I'm pretty sure everyone on the train had a great time. Everyone was like just dying laughing. I didn't hear anyone saying ow. The biggest kick I got out of it was how kind of dumb of a ride it is, especially for $25, and then they make you get a locker for $26. I was laughing very hard the whole time, and that made it all worth it. The dive loop really is as bad or possibly even worse than it looks in videos. It really clunks. It's a horrible transition, perhaps one of the worst I've experienced on a roller coaster. But I'm very happy I rode it, and the night ride was sick. So I guess I'm coming back tomorrow to film a reel. Now I'm gonna walk an hour back to where I parked at Circus, free parking. This is my favorite building in Vegas, the 1946 Flamingo. So I kind of got that wrong. Though the original Flamingo Hotel did in fact open in 1946, and what you're looking at here is a Flamingo that sits on that same property, none of the original Flamingo exists today. This particular building that you're looking at, the one that faces Las Vegas Boulevard and the Strip, these are the first two towers that were built as part of the huge Flamingo renovation project. They were built in 1977 and 1980 respectively, as you can see in this photo, which was incredibly hard to find actually. Here's what the Flamingo actually looked like in the 50s, and just know that going forward in this video, there are gonna be a few moments where I sound dumb, because I think that the Flamingo with the big building is the OG Flamingo, and it's not. It's just not. Built by Bugsy Siegel, the leader of the Murder Incorporated crime syndicate. And it's crazy that this, to me at least,
is mogging Caesar's Palace, which is right behind it. Caesar's Palace is incredible and just maximalist and huge and imposing, but this is one of the coolest buildings I've ever seen. Oh, hello. Let me put you on to someone that I think you're gonna want to know. Matt Franco. He's literally gonna reinvent magic. Donnie! Just when you started to think he was gone forever. Donnie! There's people. Viva Las Vegas. Good morning, Las Vegas. I slept terribly. Good morning. I'm en route right now to the Golden Gate Hotel and Casino, which is the oldest casino in Vegas, still operating, opened in 1906. And I'm mostly doing this because I loved the Flamingo 1946 so much last night that I want to see if I'm impressed by any other old architecture. And 1906 is pretty old, so I'm excited. Main thing I'm doing after that is going to the Adventure Dome, and then I'm gonna go back to New York, to film and watch the roller coaster. Okay, this makes sense. Not so grand. Some kind of neat signage. I'm gonna go inside. I'm starting to think the Golden Gate Casino is no longer in its original form. Okay, that was incredibly underwhelming. It was pretty soulless in there with all the new machines and loud music, and it felt like it wasn't preserving that history or even proud of it. I didn't see it being displayed anywhere or anything. So I'm gonna go to the Adventure Dome now.
At the Adventure Dome at Circus, the fun and games are through the roof. It's a 5-acre funhouse with 25 rides that loop, spin, swoop, and soar. And of course, there's always more.
I'm in. After $60, I'm in and ready to ride 2 roller coasters. As expected, there's no one like here. That is the roller coaster I am most excited to ride on this trip. Canyon Blaster, aerodynamics, super intense apparently. I'm pumped. And I'm pretty excited for this one as well. I've ridden one other El Loco, and at least when I was a kid, I thought this ride looked awesome. I'm not a kid anymore, so it's not like my style of ride as much. But I do think it looks very cool and weird. What the hell is a donut roll? Alright, just rode El Loco. Honestly, really fun. Better than the one in Indiana Beach. It's literally me and like one other kid riding these roller coasters right now. We rode El Loco together and then Canyon Blaster. The kid ended up being right behind me as I was saying that. But yeah, we rode El Loco together. And we rode Canyon Blaster together. Then I rode Canyon Blaster again in the back because we rode in the front on both those rides. Rode a Canyon Blaster in the back, and as I was going up the lift, I heard the lift on El Loco. Look over and he's alone in the front, and we waved as we were going over both the lift hills. I'm having fun. I almost feel bad for the staff for re-riding, but I'm gonna I've already ridden Canyon Blaster twice. Awesome. I love this ride. I'm gonna ride El Loco again because I honestly think I really quite liked it as well. I'm just in a good mood. This never happens. I'm alone in the dome, basically. This place is so awesome. I'm like in the mountain right now. Pretty dope. It's closed for a private event. Right here is a remnant of the past with Grand Slam Canyon Express Train paying homage to the old name of the park. What is this ride? To pay $60 for a place with theming like this is so awesome. Park's got more action to it now.
saw a guy wearing a Wrath of Rakshasa shirt. It's good to know I'm surrounded by fellow enthusiasts, whether they know I'm one or not. I feel like the kid who I rode with and keep seeing riding the coasters, he must be an enthusiast. But I don't know how to like actually be like, hey, are you here because you really like roller coasters? Like, I don't know how to breach that topic. I really like this place. Obviously, it's like a shithole, but it's a shithole that you can pay $60 and essentially be alone and ride 2 roller coasters. I love Canyon Blaster. Canyon Blaster is so intense. You're blacking out or you're graying out after the 2 back-to-back vertical loops, and then just like Viper at Magic Mountain, after the 2 vertical loops, there's an airtime hill that just sends you into the moon. But this one's awesome because you get sent up and then immediately hard, don't brake, and hit a turn. So while you're still floating and like you're like recovering and regaining your vision and your senses, you're just thrown to the side. So there's the first drop into the first vertical loop, then the second vertical loop. There it goes right now. And that's the hill into the turn. That's awesome. I will say, I'm glad that I'm an adult who's tall enough now to like wedge my shoulders into rides like that, because it was definitely jostly and rough, and a girl rode behind me like a kid who was just saying ow, ow, ow at the end with the helix. With that, I'm gonna leave the Adventure Dome. Oh, front row. Front row on Canyon Blaster is absolutely the way to go because of that airtime hill after the 2 loops. Back row doesn't do too much for me. Even the first drop isn't spectacular in the back, so it's definitely a front row ride. You go to the Fish Feet Spa at Circus. Look where I am. Ooh. Viva Las Vegas. Hardly see anything in this lighting, but I think I'm right about to pass the old Lake Dolores, or later known as Rockahula water park.
Girls come here to meet the boys, and the boys come here to meet the girls, and believe me, they meet. And they really do. And this place is a mecca in the middle of the desert for young people, young boys, and young girls to meet.
Yeah, you get tired of the beaches. You want to change every now and then. You know.
So it's worth the drive. What, 150 miles?
Oh yeah.
That's 2 hours and you're here.
Yeah. Nothing's like this around in where we live.
There